So,
Your Honor, may Mr. Hiller be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Y'all
you, Your Honor.
have a great afternoon. Thank you very much.
and Judge, are we gonna transition to the plea docket now?
Yes,
Or, okay.
Would it be all right if we went back to our offices where we
they
can plug
work
in?
from there. Yeah, we
it'd
can
be
do.
easier with Zoom and everything.
Yeah, I understand. It's,
Turn off the overhead mics together with your phone. It's an undertaking to say the least.
Okay, yeah, let me know. I'll be upstairs.
okay. I need a tutor standing over my shoulder and telling me, next step is this.
Flow chart.
All right, guys, we'll see
So
you.
like
soon.
Something, I don't know
Like your-
what.
Like your rules of procedure you follow for giving instructions. Line by line instruction. That's how I learned to do it. A person that knew how to do it, and it's like, you gotta, this is when you had to enter everything in DOS. C:// and then name the device and then make it work from there. That was like Windows 95, wasn't it?
I mean, all that stuff is just Greek to me.
I go back a little bit.
Huh?
I go back a little ways with that.
The ironic thing is, way back in the 80s, no, 70s,
The mic on? You want to hear you? Okay.
in the 80s, I took this.
Okay.
That was the language then.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Cobalt. Was it Cobalt? Or
C++,
Cobalt?
back then it was C++ and basic, COBOL.
And I thought, wow, this stuff is easy. This is
And then
fun.
with C++, it's like trigonometry. I taught myself trigonometry.
Wow.
In aircraft maintenance, the problem in there was trigonometry. We're doing geometry for undestructive testing. Ultrasound. Sound wave goes to different materials, changes things.
I'm gonna admit all to Zoom. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to County Court 9. This is our plea docket. And I'm going to call the first case 626-616, State of Texas versus Jesus Rodriguez. Mr. Sanchez.
Yes, Judge, we're here. Mr. Rodriguez is here also.
All right, let's just do that now. Is it just one case, 626-616?
That's correct, Judge.
All right. We just need to give the ADAs a chance to get to their desks and join us on Zoom, and we'll proceed.
Judge, really quick, our client, again, she had work today. And so we were going to originally, I know y'all put us on the docket today, and if she was able to get off today, we could appear. But I just appeared on her behalf just to let y'all know she's at work and that we'd be able to move it to Monday to have it recalled, if that's okay with you.
Yes, sir. What is your client's name?
It is, her number is 638613, and it's Nelicia Gonzalez.
All right. Yes, sir. That is moved to Monday, the 1st of November.
Okay.
Okay. So
And just
you
the
are-
regular 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Probably for a plea, you might want to come in like at 11. And
At
that way
11.
you don't have to wait so long. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. You have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too. And you're excused. Take care.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. we just need to get our prosecutors online here.
Judge, while we're waiting on the prosecutors, is there any chance you could put me in a breakout room with Darlene Conference that's shown on the screen? I'm assuming that's my client, Darlene Knudsen.
Okay. Aleda, can you put Mr.
I did call, the sheriff's department called it, they were having issues with her. I don't see her in custody. So, but I'll call them that, to bring her in.
Okay, great. All right. And then so as soon as we bring her in, Mr. Garcia will go ahead and put you all together in a breakout room, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right.
Hello, Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, sir.
Hello, I'm here for a case that is not on your docket, but it was in regards to a bond increase that was signed off on yesterday. I'm uncertain if a prosecutor would be necessary. We're seeking rescission of the order, and I'm not sure if you'd be able to hear it without the prosecutor.
Right. So what is your name?
This is Sean Farmer.
Okay,
but
Mr.
it's
Farmer. Okay.
but it's for Jessica Landez, who should be she should be online right now.
Okay. So actually, I would just like for you to talk to them and see if they have any objection to the bond amendment. So
Okay.
let's put you in a breakout room and then they can join you there. Either one of the attorneys will join you so we can get that clarified, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, so you'll get a prompt to join a particular room and you can wait there for the prosecutor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, would you be able to make Brett and I co-hosts so we can jump in?
Absolutely. I'll be glad to do that. Well, I'm just not having a lot of luck. Make co-host. Okay, Mr. Lowry is co-host. Did you get that, Mr. Lowry?
Yes, it is. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and let me find Mr. Fosis.
It doesn't look like I've made a
There we go.
co-host yet, Judge.
I'm getting right there.
Okay.
I think I'm getting there. There we go. Okay.
And Your
Yes.
Honor, if there's anyone that's missing paperwork, if they could send me a note and we can go in a breakout room and I'll send that out for anybody that's still missing paperwork. I know we sent out a bunch, but there's always somebody.
Yeah, let me tell you the ones I have. I have Jesus Rodriguez. I have Nelicia Gonzalez, Aaron Nares, Angel Ayala. 2 cases. Kayomi Shetter. And I think that's it. Okay, so. I
Good
don't know
afternoon,
if
Your
there's-
Honor. I'm present for Kaylee Shitter. I'm also in jail court right now. I didn't see her on the docket earlier, but I will call her and find out where she is.
Okay, all right. And so we'll just wait for you to come back on video. Okay. All right. Anybody else that I did not call out your paperwork name?
Judge,
Okay,
I'm sorry, Judge, may I approach?
yes.
This is Jeff Hole. I had a plea set yesterday. It was moved to today for
Okay.
Alan Browning. He actually has a scheduled shift this afternoon. He would have been able to appear this morning, but I didn't realize that he had a shift this afternoon. Is there any way we can do his plea next week, Judge?
Yes, that would not be a problem.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just find this on here. I don't see him on our list. Give me his name again.
It'd be the
Oh,
add-on.
yeah, it's Alan Browning. I see it now. Okay, so we're going to recall this next week. Do you want to come in on Monday?
I have a plea Monday morning. Is Tuesday available? If not, I can do Monday.
We can, I'm sure, will Tuesday work, Alita?
No, Your Honor, not
No?
Tuesday.
Okay,
Um,
what's the earliest day we can get him in?
The
other than
4th?
November 1. The 4th, will that work, Mr. Ho?
absolutely.
Okay, then we'll see you back here on November 4th. And
Okay,
let's
thank
just
you.
do that about 11 o'clock or 11:30, okay?
Thank you, Judge. And I don't think my client's logged in because I think he's at his work right now.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and see you on November 4 at 11 o'clock.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You have a great weekend.
You too.
All right. Okay, so I do have, let me see, Mr. Bosis or Mr. Lowry. We want to get started on some pleas, but maybe one of you could confer. So we're going to proceed on 626-616. Who's going to do that? Mr. Lowry or Mr. Bosis? They must be in breakout rooms. Okay,
Mr. Bosis is there. Mr. Laurie is conferring right now.
okay. So Mr. Bosis, can you hear me? Well. Yeah, Mr. Bosis must be on the phone or something because he's not in the breakout room. So
Sorry,
Alita,
Judge, I'm back. I had to
Oh,
step away
okay.
for a moment.
all right. Okay, so then we're going to proceed on 626-616. The state of Texas versus Jesus Rodriguez. Jr.
Yes, if you could. So
Mr. Rodriguez, will you
Yes, ma'am.
please raise your
Yeah.
right, unmute yourself, raise your right hand and be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? And please unmute yourself and give your answer.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm sorry, did your attorney make an announcement?
Judge Dave Sanchez for Ms. Rodriguez, we're ready.
All right, the state.
Brett Bosis for the state.
yeah, if you could.
And so this is an amendment to the information as presented previously? Is that right?
Right after
Yes,
she
that's
bonded
correct,
out,
Your Honor.
immediately
We'll be
harassment.
proceeding on count one, or sorry, waiving count one, proceeding on count two, obstruction of the highway.
All right, thank you. And that is in agreement. I'm understanding. Is that right, Mr.?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez. All right, so are you Jesus Rodriguez Jr.?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've been charged with the offense of obstruction of a highway or passageway as a Class B misdemeanor. The range of punishment for that is up to 180 days in Bexar County Jail and or a fine up to $2,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you are looking at a document entitled Waiver of Constitutional Rights. You reviewed that with your attorney, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You were going to go to page 2 where it has defendant's signature. Did you electronically sign that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that by signing that document, you are waiving your right to a jury trial, your right to remain silent, as well as all those other rights in that document?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have an agreement with the state and I follow it, and then later on you change your mind, you want to withdraw your plea, take back your plea, You would need my permission to do that, but I do not have to give that permission. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I assess a harsher punishment than what you have agreed to, then you can take back your plea and nothing you've said or signed for today's hearing can be used against you. And you are pleading guilty, so is there, Mr. Sanchez, have you had an opportunity to discuss a charge with Mr. Rodriguez?
I have, Judge.
In your opinion, does he have a factual as well as a rational understanding of the charge?
He does, Judge, yes.
And has he been able to assist you in his defense?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'm going to approve the waiver. Is there an agreement?
There is an agreement, Your Honor. The agreement is for a $500 fine plus court costs, 12 months deferred adjudication, 48 hours community service, the DWI education class, victim impact panel, ATP evaluation, ignition interlock for half the term, and a $60 restitution to DPS.
Mr. Sanchez, is that your understanding of the agreement?
That is, Judge. With regard to the plea bargain agreement that was signed, however, I would like to just remind you of the fact that earlier in the week, we had a discussion with the prosecutor's office that the second to the last paragraph on the plea bargain that indicates that we will not apply for expunction. We could not agree to that. I spoke to Mr. Lowry and he left that to the discretion of the court and allowed me to talk to you in chambers. I'd like to have that marked out to allow Mr. Rodriguez, if he successfully completes deferred, to apply for non-disclosure.
Okay, and defense, the state, what is your response?
Your Honor, the state's position is that,
Hey, Brett.
yes.
I talked to Lowry. He said that he would just remain silent and let the judge decide, and then he allowed me to.
All right, well, considering this is his first defense, that's fine. Yeah, so Judge, I won't make an argument. I'll just let you decide if you think that is appropriate.
Okay, all right, then I'm going to, I think that I did already speak to Mr. Sanchez sometime this week. And he had asked me if I would be willing to allow him to apply early for a non-disclosure as long as everything else was done correctly. And I told him yes, so I will grant that.
Yeah, Judge, and just to clarify, it's not early. It's just that if he successfully completes it, when he qualifies for an application, that he's able to apply for that.
Okay, thank you for the correction. All right, that is granted. All right, so at this time, Mr. Rodriguez, to the offense of obstruction of a highway or passageway is a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty, ma'am. Guilty,
Is
Your Honor.
anybody forcing you, sir, to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will accept your plea. I am not making any findings of guilt. I'm going to place you on a deferred adjudication for a period of 12 months. Assess $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service. You are to complete the DWI education course, victim impact panel, ATP evaluation, and install ignition interlock for 1/2 your term of probation on your vehicle. Also, you are to pay $60 restitution to the Department of Public Safety, and you will be allowed to apply for non-disclosure. Okay, so just deferred adjudication can be a good result for you. If you keep all your promises, you will not have a conviction. If for some reason the state were to file a motion and I find sufficient reason to follow it, then I can give you this conviction, revoke your community supervision, assess up to 12 months in Bexar County Jail. No, assess up to 180 days in Bexar County Jail. And you would have a very limited right of appeal. So it's very important that you take this seriously and make a success of this. Is there anything further from defense?
Judge, other than you asked me to remind the court with regard to the court likes to change that to roadway, I believe.
Yes, but actually, when they added passageway, I think that is from the clause that is the same as a roadway.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. And with regard to community service, would Mr. Rodriguez have an opportunity to purchase community service?
Yes, actually, I'm going to offer Mr. Rodriguez 24 hours community service credit if he has been or if he becomes fully vaccinated for COVID. And so that will leave 24 hours and he may purchase those at $7.25 an hour with the donation to go to the San Antonio Food Bank if possible.
Okay, Judge, thank you. Nothing further from defense.
All right, anything further from the state?
No, nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Rodriguez, I have followed your agreement, sir. That means you do not have a right to appeal. You did fill out a personal data sheet. Do you swear that everything you put on that personal data sheet is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
sir. All right, it's very important that that be complete and correct. So at this time, we're going to end this hearing, and I want to wish you the best of luck, sir. If you will please go to a breakout room to meet with Mr. Corey Richardson. He has important information to give you about what to expect and how to proceed, okay? Best of luck to you, sir.
Judge Saldaña, if I might just administratively, I'm looking over the paperwork and I noticed that he must have hit the wrong, I guess, slot. So he indicates that he does not have a vehicle. He does have a Toyota vehicle that he will indicate that with the court, and we'll talk about that with probation if I can go to the room with them, please.
All right, so then I'm going to change the order to Smart Start Mobile.
No, he does
No,
have,
no.
he does have a vehicle, but
I do have a vehicle.
Okay, so we leave it the way it read, right?
Right.
Admission to lock for 1/2 term of his probation.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, if there's nothing further, this hearing is adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, next is going to be Angela Ayala. Mr. Ayala, will you please unmute yourself and raise your right hand and be sworn? Is Angela Ayala here? I'm not seeing, yeah, okay, there he is. Is that Asiar? Okay.
Okay, there he is. Do you solemnly swear the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. You may lower your hand, sir. This is cause number 641359, the state of Texas versus Angela Ayala. State counsel, please make your announcements.
Brett Bosis for the state.
John Winter for the defendant.
All right, so are you Angela Ayala?
Yes, ma'am.
Are
Yes,
you a
ma'am.
US citizen, sir?
No, I know.
Okay. You've been charged with the offense of obstruction of a highway as a Class B misdemeanor. You will see that document momentarily on the screen, I believe. But so obstruction of a highway is actually an amendment of the information as it was presented. Is that correct?
Yes, Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, and we've submitted the paperwork. So state will be waiving and abandoning count 1 and proceeding on count 2, obstruction of a highway.
All right, and I know that there is a difference between obstruction of a highway and obstruction of a roadway. So I am going to amend that further to make it obstruction of a roadway. Is there any objection to that?
No, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, so it is still a Class B misdemeanor. The range of punishment for that is up to 180 days, Bexar County Jail, and or a fine up to $2,000. So on the screen, you are looking at the defendant's waiver of constitutional rights, Mr. Ayala. You reviewed that with your attorney, is that right?
Yes, yes, Honor.
Okay, so we're going to go to page 2 where it says defendant's signature. Did you electronically sign that, sir?
Yes, yes, Honor. I see.
Do you understand that by signing that document, you're waiving your right to a jury trial, your right to remain silent, as well as all the other rights listed in that document?
Yes, I understand.
If you have an agreement with the state and I follow it, and then later on tonight or tomorrow you change your mind, you want to take back your plea, you would need my permission to do that, but I do not have to give that permission. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, yes, Honor.
All right. If I assess a harsher punishment than what you have agreed to, then you can take back your plea and nothing you've said or signed for today's hearing can be used against you. Also, you need to know that if you plead no contest to this offense, I can still find you guilty of this offense. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Honor.
All right. Mr. Winter, have you had an opportunity to discuss the charge with Mr. Ayala?
Yes, Your Honor.
In your opinion, does he have a factual as well as a rational understanding of the charge?
He does, Your Honor.
Has he been able to assist you in his defense?
Yes, he has.
All right, I will approve the waiver. Is there an agreement?
Yes, there is an agreement, Your Honor.
All right,
The agreement is for a $500 fine plus court costs, 11 and a half months deferred adjudication, 48 hours community service, the DWI education class, the victim impact panel, the ATP evaluation, ignition interlock for half the term, and a $50 Crime Stoppers fee.
Mr. Winter, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Ayala, to the offense of obstruction of a roadway as a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead, sir?
Yes, yes,
I'm sorry.
Please
sir.
no contest, Judge.
All right. Is anybody forcing you to enter this plea? Mr. Ayala?
He's frozen.
His internet froze. All right, maybe it'll come back.
There
Okay,
he is.
Mr. Ayala, okay.
Ah.
Is anybody forcing you to enter this plea, sir?
no, no, ma'am.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes, sir.
I will accept your plea. I am not making any findings of guilt. I'm placing you on deferred adjudication for a period of 11 and a half months, $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education course, the victim impact panel, ATP evaluation, ignition interlock for 1/2 term of your probation, and a $50 Crime Stoppers fee. Also, I will give you a choice of 24 hours credit against your community service hours if you are or if you become fully vaccinated for COVID, okay?
Okay, yes, sir.
All right, and with proof to the court or to the probation department. Okay, is there anything further from defense?
No, Your Honor.
Anything further from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, I am going to terminate this hearing. However, I do see that you did fill out a personal data sheet, but it is not complete. So I'm going to ask you, do you swear that you will finish filling out this personal data sheet when you meet with Mr. Corey Richardson and make sure it is accurate and complete to the best of your knowledge?
We'll make sure it
Mr.
gets filled out, Judge.
Okay, well, I do, it is an affidavit, so.
I think he
did want-
froze again.
That looks to be correct. Okay, all right. Then if there's nothing further, this hearing is adjourned. And I'm going to ask you all to join with Mr. Corey Richardson for some important information. Thank
Yes,
you very
Judge.
much.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. The next will be Joseph Mauricio. I don't know that I have that one. Let me check. Alita, can you check and see if you can find the one for Joseph Mauricio? I do not have it in my stack. Okay, so we'll come back to that. I think the next one here is Jocelyn Andrews. Oh, I'm sorry. I see Mr. Mauricio is here, but I don't have the paperwork. So we'll come back to him in just a moment, all right? Jocelyn Andrews here on Julie Townsley.
Yes, ma'am. I need to
Okay.
confer with the prosecutor, please.
Oh. All right. And we'll send
Yeah,
you
we
to.
don't have the plea worked out. And then on my other case, we don't have a plea worked out either. So I'm not sure if it's appropriate for us to be here on this docket today.
Okay, why do not, I mean, I'm going to ask you all to come back Monday or Tuesday, whichever is more convenient for you. And since Mr. Ortega is in custody, I'm thinking maybe Monday would be preferable.
Your
So,
Honor,
yes, sir.
excuse me, it's Brett, Your Honor. Chris, since they're here now, Chris is talking with an attorney in a breakout room, but I believe there's only one. So he would be able to talk to Miss Andrews shortly so that they could make some progress on those cases instead of waiting until Monday when we're going to have another long docket.
Okay, that sounds,
And-
thank you for that suggestion, Mr. Bosis.
And the other thing, Your Honor, is that Mr. Ortega has a felony pending and he's got misdemeanors in 2 separate misdemeanor courts. So frankly, I don't think we're going to be able to do anything on Mr. Ortega's case. Also, he needs mental health evaluation.
All right, are you the attorney on his felony also?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we will reset that for January 19.
Okay.
Okay, and what about your other one on, let's see, where was it? Julie
Miss
Townsley,
Townsley?
is she here?
No, you excused her yesterday, Judge. We've been here 3 days in a row, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And so you excused her on yesterday and allowed me just to come back and talk with the prosecutor. So if Brett is available or somebody's available to discuss it, that'd be great. And if not, then I'd ask just for a reset date.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and put you in a breakout room so you can take advantage of this time. And,
Okay.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
So we're going to move on to Kaomi Shutter. Is she here?
She is, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I'm
Let's-
freed up from jail court now.
All right, great. Let's do it. All right, where is Miss Shutter?
Here.
Okay, ma'am, will you please raise your right hand and be sworn?
Do you solemnly swear the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You may lower your hand. This is cause number 653176, the state of Texas versus Kaomi Faith Shutter. Council, please make your announcements.
Brett Bosis for the state.
Eric Hernandez for the defendant, Kaomi Cheddar.
So are you Kaomi Faith Shutter?
Yes, ma'am.
You know what? I'm just realizing on Mr. Ayala, he is not a U.S. citizen, is what I think I recall. If, is Mr. Winter still here in a breakout room? I'd like them to come back so I can correct that on the record. If you can get them.
It looks
on.
like he and Corey are still in the breakout room.
The gentleman left. I was not able to track him down. Ciara, he
Okay, so.
accidentally.
Okay, so then I would like for them to come back on Monday so we can correct the record. Okay? If you will let them know. All right, and I'm sorry to interrupt this, okay? So I think, did I ask for you all to make your announcements, Council?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So are you Kaomi Faith Shutter?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
You've been charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated as a first offense as a Class B misdemeanor. The range of punishment for that is from a minimum of 72 hours up to a maximum of 180 days in Bexar County Jail and or a fine of up to $2,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You recognize this document that you reviewed with your attorney, Ms. Shutter?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to go to page 2 where it says defendant's signature. Did you electronically sign that, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that by signing that document, you are waiving your right to a jury trial, your right to remain silent, as well as those other enumerated rights in that document.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If you have an agreement with the state, I not follow it. But then later you decide that you want to take back your plea, you would need my permission to do that, but I do not have to give that permission. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
If I assess a harsher punishment than what you have agreed to, then you can take back your plea. Nothing you've said for or signed for today's hearing can be used against you. Also, if you plead no contest to this charge, I can still find you guilty of this offense. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hernandez, have you had an opportunity to discuss the charge with Ms. Shetter?
I have, Your Honor.
In your opinion, does she have a factual as well as a rational understanding of the charge?
I do believe so, yes.
And has she assisted you in her defense?
At all times, Your Honor.
The waiver is approved. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor. The agreement, excuse me, the agreement is for a $500 probated fine plus court costs, 12 months deferred adjudication, 48 hours community service, the DWI education class, the victim impact panel, the ATP evaluation, and ignition interlock for half the term.
Mr. Hernandez, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Ms. Shetter, to the offense of driving while intoxicated as a first and as a class B, how do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
Is anybody forcing you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes, ma'am.
I will accept your plea. I am going to place you on deferred adjudication for a period of 12 months. It says $500 fine, however, that is probated, plus court costs. You are to complete 28 hours community service, DWI education course, victim impact panel, ATP evaluation, and ignition interlock on your vehicle for 1/2 your term of probation. Also, I'm going to offer you 24 hours community service credit if you are or get fully vaccinated for COVID. That is not mandatory. It is simply an option. But that would reduce your community service hours to be completed to 4. All right. Is there anything further from defense?
No, Your Honor, we'll rest.
Anything further from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. So Ms. Shetter have followed your agreement. That means you do not have a right to appeal. So I do not have your personal data sheet in front of me, but do you swear that everything you put in there is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is completed accurately?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to end this hearing and ask you to meet with Mr. Corey Richardson in a breakout room. He is going to go over important information for you and to know what to expect and how to proceed, okay? Best
Yes,
of
ma'am.
luck to you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
May I approach Your Honor, Fernando Ramos?
Yes, sir.
I'm on Joseph Mauricio. It seems that we're having some problems with the paperwork, Judge. If we could reset to 11/2 or 11/3 next week.
Yes, sir. That will work fine. I'll just go ahead and make a notation here. And did you get the paperwork so you all could proceed on it?
I have paperwork, but my client never got any. I signed some paperwork and I'm not sure if anybody got it.
Yeah.
Mr. Bolsett said that when he tried to send it to my email, it didn't go through. But I signed something. So
if it's not too much trouble, maybe it would be easier if you just came into the courtroom and that way you'll see the paperwork and, you know, it just can get done once and for all. Sometimes technology is unreliable. And so.
But if I could get with Ms. Castillo down the road and reset that case for you, whichever you want, Judge, Tuesday or Wednesday.
All right. Let's say, let's come back on Wednesday, okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Maybe we refused.
Your Honor,
Yes.
if it could be Thursday, please,
Thursday, which is at the 5th,
the 4th.
4th, okay. Then it's
fine.
going to be November the 4th at 11 o'clock, okay?
That's fine, Judge. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Mr. Thomas, you and Mr. Mauricio are excused. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Nelicia Tanya Gonzalez. Is she here? And I do see
That's gonna be for November 1st, Your Honor.
it's for November 1, okay. Let me make a notation. All right, I see Mr. Nadas. Who's a client is Mr. Nadas? Mr. Farmer? Who is it?
This is
Mr.
my client,
Nadas?
Your Honor, Cole Nettles.
Cole Nettles, okay. All right, so we can proceed on that. Mr. Nadas, will you please unmute yourself and raise your right hand and be sworn?
Yes, I apologize. Can I interrupt real quick? Later said that there was some issue with Mr. Ayala's.
Yes, sir. I did not give him his Padilla rights. I remember that he said he was not a US citizen. And
That's
I
correct.
totally glossed over that. So I would like to correct that on the record.
Okay, Judge.
So if he's already gone, can you come back on Monday and we'll just add that to the record if that's okay?
Okay, Judge.
No.
He's here,
You
Your
tell
Honor.
me.
He is
I
here.
can see him.
He is here? Okay. Well, then let's do that one first.
Oh, that'd be great, Judge. Thank you.
Well, let's do that.
Sorry, Cole.
Angela Ayala. Okay, we're going to call back on the record. Cause number 641359, State of Texas versus Angela Ayala. And the court is recalling this matter because I recall that Mr. Ayala said he was not a US citizen. And
That-
so.
That is correct.
All right. So, Mr. Mr. Ayala, if you plead no contest or guilty, your immigration status can be affected either through deportation or denial of application for US citizenship. And it can have an impact on your immigration status to be here. Did you have an opportunity to consult with an immigration attorney regarding these potential consequences? Mr. Ayala, can you hear me?
Oh, Judge, I think.
Did you advise him of his potential consequences under by the Mr. Winter?
Yes, Judge. I advised him that there could be immigration consequences, and if he so desired, he could consult with an immigration attorney. I don't believe he did, in fact, consult with an immigration attorney, but he is aware that it could result in negative immigration consequences.
So, Mr. Ayala, it is part of your due process rights to be informed of the potential consequences of entering a plea in this matter. And it is my duty to make sure that you understand that. And so that you are entering this plea knowingly and voluntarily. So did you want to respond, sir?
Yes.
Angel, what the judge is asking is, are you still okay with this plea, even knowing that it could have immigration consequences?
Yes, I understand. I'm sorry, but this is my internet coded. I don't listen all the sorry for my internet is too bad in this moment.
Oh, yeah, I can see that it keeps freezing.
Yes.
Do you want to take back your plea, or do you want to leave it in place now that you know and that I have reminded you of the potential consequences of entering a plea as in the instance that you are not a US citizen?
Want to take back the plea and fight the case, or do you want to stay with the plea?
Take back the plea.
Take back the plea.
You want to take back the plea, Angel? In other words, you want to fight the case. You don't want the probation for the case. That's what the judge is asking.
Él es mi abogado.
And he was, part of the agreement was deferred adjudication, right? Which would
That's right, Judge.
result in no conviction if he completes everything successfully. Do you understand that, Mr. Ayala?
Yes, and yes, and
Do you want more time to think about it, or do you want?
Maybe we could be put in a breakout room and I
Yes,
could answer
let's
any
do that.
questions.
Let's do that right now. So
And I
this hearing-
apologize, Judge.
Not a problem. It's my, actually, it was my oversight. All right, so we're going to ask you and Mr. Winter and Mr. Ayala to go to a breakout room at this time, okay?
Thank you,
Mr.
Judge.
Ayala, you will see on your screen, join breakout room. It'll have a number. Click on that, and that way you'll join your attorney, okay?
oh, yes.
All right, sir, thank you. Maybe I'm just talking too fast. I'm sorry. Sometimes I tend to go there. All right. Now, Mr. Nadas, your attorney is Hull? Okay, what do we do about that? Okay, no, that's on Mr. Browning, Mr. Hull. Cole Nettles. Okay, there we go. There he is, Mr. Nettles. Can we proceed on the plea for Mr. Nadas?
Yes, please.
All right, so Mr. Aaron Nadas, will you please unmute yourself, sir, and be sworn? Raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Answer yes or no, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. You may lower your hand, sir. This is cause number 631209, the state of Texas versus Aaron Nadas. Counsel, please make your announcements.
Brett Moses for the state.
Cole Nettles for Mr. Naras.
So are you Aaron Nadas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen, Mr. Nadas?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You've been charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated as a first offense as a Class B misdemeanor. You are seeing on your screen defendant's waiver of constitutional rights, which you have already reviewed with your attorney. And this is, I am just repeating what the potential range of punishment is for this offense. It is a minimum of 72 hours up to 180 days in Bexar County Jail and or a fine up to $2,000. Do you understand that, sir?
I understand, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to go to page 2 where it says defendant's signature. You understand that by signing, did you sign that, sir?
Yes, Your
Did
Honor.
you- Okay, do you understand that by signing that document, you're waiving your right to a jury trial? You're waiving your right to remain silent, as well as all those other numbered rights in that document?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have an agreement with the state and I follow it, but then later on tonight or tomorrow, you change your mind, you want to take your plea back, you would need my permission to do that, but I do not have to give that permission. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I assess a harsher punishment than what you have agreed to, then you can take back your plea and nothing you've said or signed for this hearing can be used against you. Also, all right, you are pleading guilty. Mr. Nettles, have you had an opportunity to discuss the charge with Mr. Nadas?
I have, Your Honor.
In your opinion, does he have a factual as well as a rational understanding of the charge?
I believe he does, Your Honor.
Has he been able to assist you in his defense?
He has, Your Honor.
I approve his waiver. Is there an agreement?
Yes, there is, Your Honor. The agreement is for a $600 fine plus court costs, 12 months deferred adjudication, 48 hours community service, the DWI education class, victim impact panel, ATP evaluation, ignition interlock for half the term, and $60 restitution to DPS.
Mr. Nettles, is that your understanding of the agreement?
That is the agreement, Your Honor.
Mr. Nodis, to the offense of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead, sir?
No contest.
All right, your waiver indicates you are pleading guilty. Are you changing that plea?
Mr. Nares, because it is a deferred plea, to be able to go forward with this, you would have to enter a plea of guilty as opposed to no contest.
I understand. I plead guilty, Your Honor.
All right, is anybody forcing you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will accept your plea. I'm not making any findings of guilt. I'll place you on deferred adjudication for a period of 12 months, $600 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education course, victim impact panel, ATP evaluation, and ignition interlock on your vehicle for 1/2 your term of probation, plus pay $60 restitution fee to Department of Public Safety. Is there anything further from the defense?
No, nothing further, Your Honor.
You know what? I forgot to say, Mr. Nodis, I will give you 24 hours community service credit if you are fully vaccinated or if you become fully vaccinated for COVID. This is purely an option. You do not have to take it, but you can reduce your community service hours by doing so. All right, and we will need to have proof if you become fully vaccinated. All right, at this time, is there anything further from the state?
No, nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Nodis, I have followed your agreement, sir, so that means you do not have a right to appeal. But deferred adjudication is a special situation because if you keep all your promises, you will not have a conviction for this offense. That's pretty important. But you need to know the court expects you to comply 100% with all the terms and conditions of your probation. Because if the state files a motion, I find sufficient reason to follow it, then I can give you that conviction, revoke your community supervision, assess up to 180 days in Bexar County Jail, and you would have a very limited right of appeal. Do you understand that, sir?
I understand, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, Mr. Nodis, I have followed your agreement, sir. That means you do not have a right to appeal. You did fill out a personal data sheet, and I do not have it in front of me, but do you swear that everything you put in there is true and correct and complete to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir. I want to wish you the best of luck, sir. And I'm going to ask you to meet with Mr. Corey Richardson in a breakout room. You will get a prompt momentarily. Just click on that prompt and you will be meeting with Mr. Richardson. He's going to give you important information on what to expect and how to proceed, okay?
Yes.
Best of luck to you, sir. This hearing is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And could I please be placed in that breakout room? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, may I also approach for a quick announcement?
Okay, and I'm sorry, I can't tell who's talking to me.
This is Sean Farmer.
Oh, okay, Mr. Farmer.
Hello. It was in regards to the cause number 665982 regarding Jessica Landez. I was able to confer with Christian or Mr. Lowry, and he was in agreement for rescission of the order that was entered on October 27th in regards to the bond increase or the other additional conditions. So he was in agreement to have her remain on the or continue on the previous bond.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'm going to be presented with an order rescinding that bond order, right?
Yes, I can prepare one and email it.
Okay. That was 665982. And what was the name of the defendant?
It's under Jessica Landez.
Oh, okay. So basically, we're just going to leave her bond at what it is right now. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, because on the 27th, there was a bond increase that was signed off on and for the issuance of a warrant and a GPS full house arrest. So I'm going to get rid of all those conditions and go back to what it was previously set up.
Okay, so you will be submitting a new order for me to sign?
Yes, I do believe it will probably take me, if not till Monday, to have it filed. If that would be okay.
That's fine. I just didn't know if it was something in the past that I didn't have to worry about or if I need to look out for it. Okay, not a problem. I understand. All right. Anything further, Mr. Farmer?
No, thank you. And may myself and my client be excused.
Yes, sir. You have a great weekend. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
And Ms. Lundis can sign off at this time. Log off, okay?
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, sir.
I represent Darlene Knutson. I've conferred with the state. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to make a motion for psychological, so we can't proceed.
Okay. So let me just reset you to another date. Aleda, will you give us a date, please?
Yes, Your Honor. How much time do we need for the evaluation? Can we do December 15th?
We can try. I know that they've sometimes moved fast and sometimes they move very slow. Depends on how busy their doctors are.
They have very limited resources. I think they only have one full-time person doing this and comes in like once a week or something like that. So let's do a 60-day reset.
About January the 5th?
January 5. Okay. Anything
Thank you,
else?
Judge. You guys have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Have a great weekend. Take care.
Thanks.
All right. Have
Motion
I
to
reached
approach.
Mr. Glenn Payne? I think you are here on a plea, right? Okay. Mr. Roundtree, did you want to address the court?
I do, Your Honor. I have a motion to suppress set next Thursday.
Okay.
And I have a conflict and my client lives in El Paso and would be flying in. So I was hoping to reset the case. I conferred with Mr. Bosis by chat and he's not opposed. And I just wanted to see if the court would allow it.
Okay. How long a reset do you think you need?
I like to give him a month just because he's flying.
Okay. All right. So if we give you a month, that probably, according to our dates, would be January 6 or 7, Aleda, which would be better?
January the 6th would be better.
Okay, let's make it January 6th. And give me the name and cause number of your case, Mr. Roundtree, please.
Okay, cause number is 620843. And my client is Jose Arellano, Arellano.
Okay. Okay, I got it now. All right. Anything further, Mr. Roundtree?
That's it. Have a good weekend, Judge. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
No problem. Have a good weekend.
And
Permission
Mr.
to approach, Your Honor. This is Jocelyn Andrews.
Okay, let me just check on one thing. Is Mr. Glenn Payne here? Mr. Martinez, I see that you are here, sir. Have you
Yes,
talked-
ma'am.
Is he coming today?
He was on, but he sent me a message that he had a doctor's appointment. He had emailed coordinator, I believe he said.
Okay. So would you be able to come back on Monday or Tuesday?
Monday will be fine. I mean, whatever, the sooner the better, ma'am.
All right, let's do it Monday because I think he's not going to be able to come in if he's at a doctor's appointment. So
ma'am.
let's recall this on Monday, which is what, January 1? I'm not January.
November 1.
November 1. I'm sorry, November 1. I'm getting dyslexic. At 11 o'clock. Okay, Mr. Martinez? Will
Yes,
you write
ma'am.
that down? Monday.
Monday at
November
11?
1, November 1 at 11. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. And you are excused. Have a great weekend. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. Okay, Miss Andrews.
Yes, Your Honor, I conferred with Chris. I have an offer. This is really the first time we've gotten this far. But at any rate, I need a regular reset so I can give the offer to my client and we can go forward. I anticipate it's a decent offer. It's a good offer, so I anticipate she will accept it and it will be a plea. But so we just need a reset about 30 days to come back and get this taken care of.
So let's say December the 7th. Okay,
December 7th. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
thank you, Ms. Andrews.
Andrews.
It's good to see you and you have a great weekend. Take care.
Thank you, Judge. You as well.
Thank you. Okay. We are done. Let's get off.